Welcome to Yoga Stretch. My name is Katie. Today we're going to talk about wrist flexibility. Quite a lot of people have difficulty with their wrists during yoga, so I want to talk a little bit about wrists. Now, some simple ways you can strengthen your wrists are to hold a cloth and rotate like you're wringing that cloth out. And make sure you twist the other direction as well. So you're rotating your wrists forwards and backwards, and you can also just hold the cloth or weights and bring your knuckles up and bring them down. Bring them up and down. You can also rotate your wrists and bring them up and then bring them down. Up and down. It's also good to rotate the wrists and get that full range of movement each time you circle them. Try not to rush when you do this. We'll also be doing some practical things in our yoga, particularly our down dog. Now, when I talk about the heel of your hand, I'm talking about this part of your hand, the palm. Now, I want you to focus on, in your down dog, to press through this part of your palm, just at the base of the thumb and the base of the index finger. So you can go towards your middle finger. So around this area here, it is important to press that down into the mat and lengthen through the arms. You want to feel it working right up into your shoulders. So on the inside of your arm, we need to take weight from the outside edge of the hand to protect the wrist. When we move it onto the inside of that hand, to the thumb and the index finger, then we're going to work the inside of the arm. Now make sure your shoulders are away from your ears. So you need to draw them down to free up the neck. And in that way, you're going to get the best position for your hands and reduce any discomfort in those hands during your down dog. All right, let's begin. Let's take a seat and a lie down. So just place one hand on top of the other on your belly, and your belly is just below your navel. Rest the elbows down, press the elbows in the floor, lift the shoulder blades up, hug them together, place the back down so shoulder blades are flat and chest is open. Lift your head up, tuck the chin and slightly lengthen through the back of the neck. We're going to take 3 or 4 breaths here. So I want you to start to breathe right down where your hands are. Feel your belly expand out with your breath. Now bring your arms over your head and reach with your fingers and toes to opposite end of the room and take a deep breath in. Feel your rib cage open right up. And then breathe out, bring your hands back to sides and walk your feet to the end position. Lift your hips up, tail under, tummy in, and just place those hips down and let the hips settle with that a little arch in the lower back. All right, let's bring our arms out a little bit wider to the sides and bring our feet as wide as the mat. We're going to lower the knees to one side, then lift them up and lower them to the others. So when you lower your knees down towards the floor, the knees and the ankles will not touch. Okay, let's do that one more time each side. Now extend your legs and we're going to do a crocodile twist. So let's bring the toes forward and lift that left foot up. Place the heel between the big toe and the second toe. If that's a little bit difficult, just bring your toes forward and rest your heel on the pad of the toes. Okay, so we're going to then lower our feet over to one side. So we're taking our left leg over to the right and turning our head to the left. Now let's take 3 breaths here into the ribs, into the chest, the same direction as the head is turning. So breathe into that chest. Now, let's change our legs over. So lower that heel down and lift your right foot up and place the heel between those toes, or just rest it on the pad at the base of those two toes. And then let's lower those legs over to the left and turn the head to the right. Take 3 breaths into your chest. So you should feel a nice stretch in the chest that's near your head that's turned, or the same direction your head is turned. And then rolling onto the back, let's walk the feet to the end position again. This time we're going to take the right knee to the chest and extend the left leg. Okay, from here we're going to just hold, lift the fingers, place the palms on the knees, relax the arms down. Now that's enough pressure on that knee. This is good for stretching your buttocks and working into your hips. So let's lift our head up now. Breathe in, breathe out, chin to chest, and lift the shoulder blades up. Now relax the shoulders away from ears, tighten the tummy, draw it down. Let's take 3 breaths here. And lift yourself up with that knee. Now take the toes of this bent knee, tuck it behind your other knee, and take the hands around the knee again. Now pull the tummy in, round the back out, and just bring the leg over the head if you can. Come back to that seated position, and let's do that again. We'll just do it 3 or 4 times, and see if you can get your leg over your head parallel to the floor. Let's try one more. Okay. Now lower yourself back down again, and we're going to change legs. So bring the other knee to the chest. That's it. Link the fingers and let the arms relax down. Chin tucked in, lengthen through the back of the neck, tummy draws down. Okay, let's lift the head up. So lift the head up, drop the chin down, relax the shoulders down, and try to bring that head to the knee. Let's take 3 breaths here. And then use that knee to help you sit up. Take the toes of the left foot, tuck it behind the right, and let's roll back. So the first roll is probably the most challenging, but then it gets a little easier as your body understands what you want. And let's try one more. Okay, beautiful. Now we're sitting up. I'll turn and face you. And I'm going to extend one leg out to the side on a diagonal. So it's in a V pose, a half V pose. The other foot comes to thigh, and let's bring those toes forward, lift the hips up, draw the waist in, and sit down. Beautiful. We're going to turn, rotate our torso around towards facing the legs. So let's breathe in, draw the navel in, breathe out to twist. And let's take a deep breath in, lift the arms up, palms forward, breathe out, draw the waist in, lower your hands down, lower the shoulders down. Now, if you lengthen through your spine and bend forward, you're going to get a better stretch in the back of the leg. So let's try that. Chin to chest, let the upper body hang down. If it's quite comfortable for you, do hold your foot or put your hands around your feet. But if you feel your shoulders lifting up towards your ears, just come back to the position where the hands are next to your calf muscle. Let's take 3 breaths down to the belly. Feel the breath into your belly. Stretch the backs of your legs and your hip. Now let's take a walk with those hands back to the hip and change sides. So other leg out to side and foot to thigh. So sitting up nice and tall, lift the rib cage up, breathe in, breathe out, navel draws in, and rotate around. So torso lining up with your leg. Let's breathe in, lift the hands up, palms forward, breathe out, lower the hands down, and draw the waist in, lengthen through the spine, and lower yourself as much as you can, and then chin to chest and lower your head down. Be nice and comfortable in your neck. Pick the same hand position as last time. So if you were holding your foot, just hold your foot again. So let's take 3 breaths here, right down to the belly.
And see if we can stretch the back of the leg and the opposite hip with our breath. Walk the hands back to hips, and we're going to bring that leg in and come into a cat pose. Stretch your fingers out nice and wide. Try and stretch them out as much as you can, so really big stretch, stretching those fingers out. And you place the wrists under your shoulders and see if you can get your little fingers to reach the outer edge of the mat. Now if you can't reach it, don't worry about it, just line your wrists up with your shoulders. Knees line up with the hips. Cat-cow pose. Let's breathe in, cat arch, draw the navel up, stretch in the back between the shoulder blades. Look at your waist or thighs. Breathe in, cow pose. Breathe out, cat arch. And breathe in, cow pose. Let's see if we can tuck those toes under this time. Cat arch, breathe in. And breathe out, cow pose. And let's try 2 more of those. Last one. And down dog. Lifting up. Now let's walk the heels up and down. Now in down dog, we're going to be doing a wrist check. So your hips, your legs are in line with your hips, and your wrists are in line with your shoulders, or just slightly wider. Now I want you to really concentrate. First of all, let's lower the heels down and pull the tummy up, lift the hips up. And I want you to now bring your shoulders towards your hips, so right away from the ears. So we're going to concentrate on those wrists today and get some flexibility in the wrists. Okay, so head in line with the arms, try not to let it flop down. Now where's the weight in the hands? Have we gone to the outer edge of the palm and the little finger with the weight? We need to change that to get it out of our wrists and keep them comfortable. So let's press the base of the thumb, that inner palm area, and press the index finger and thumb down and the middle finger, and the weight should be now in those 3 fingers, the base of those 3 fingers, the palm, that inner edge of the palm. Now lengthen through the arms, pull the tummy up, keep those shoulders away from the ears. Now can we feel that nice big stretch right from the base of the thumb up to our shoulders? Now that's the best way to position your hands to reduce any stress in the wrists. If down dog is uncomfortable for you, take the cat position. Move from cat to down dog until you develop some strength. Let's take 3 breaths here. Now take a walk with your feet to your hands, and we're going to place the hands on the shins, pull the tummy up, squeeze the buttocks, slide the hands up the legs. Let's bring ourselves to a standing position, roll the shoulders back and down, and we're going to do 2 quick rounds of sun salute to warm us up. So let's take a deep breath in, sun salute, and swan dive, forward fold. Flat back. Lengthen through the spine, shoulders away from ears, tummy lifted, stretching backs of legs, and forward fold. Step back to plank. Breathe in, plank to floor, breathe out as you go down, otherwise knees and chest down. Breathe in, cobra, extend those arms, push through the heels of the hand. So try and make that the base of the thumb as well, so we can watch those wrists and work into the flexibility of the wrists. Tuck toes under, lift the hips up into down dog. Now you can just rock from side to side here, just continuously press the base of the thumb. That's it, beautiful. Now we're going to bend the knees, look between the hands, lunge the right foot forward, left foot forward, flat back. Breathe in, breathe out, forward fold, and a deep breath in, sun salute. And breathe out, hands down to chest. Let's do round 2. Breathe in, sun salute, and swan dive, forward fold. Breathe in, flat back, lengthen. Breathe out, forward fold, and step back to plank. Let's breathe in And breathe out, plank to floor, or just lower the knees and chest down. Breathe in, cobra. Press through the inside of that palm, base of the thumb, squeeze the buttocks, tuck toes under, lift the hips up, down dog, and just gently move from side to side. Keep nice and loose. Okay, crouch, bend your knees, look between your hands, step your left foot forward, then right foot forward, flat back. And breathe out, forward. Okay, deep breath in, sun salute. Lifting up and breathe out, hands to chest. Deep breath in and out. All right, beautiful. Now we're going down to the floor and we're going to do some planks. Now, not going to stay in the plank for the whole time. So we'll just spend a little bit of time in the plank so we can get our wrists right. Okay, so let's stand up nice and tall in our mountain pose. And take a deep breath in, sun salute, and swan dive, forward fold. Flat back, lengthen through the spine, breathe out, forward fold, and step back to plank. Now we're going to stay in plank for a few breaths. Now this is where wrists can be uncomfortable, so if you want to, you can go down to your elbows now, and we'll join you in a moment. Otherwise, knees can also go to the floor. Now I want you to push through the heels, tighten calves and thighs, squeeze your buttocks together, tighten the waist. Now with your hands, I want you to press through the base of the thumb, the index finger, and a little bit into the middle finger. Now shoulders away from ears. Lower the rib cage a little so your elbows are soft. Let's take 3 breaths here. Now let's come down to elbows, come out of the wrists. And from here, I want you to just pause a moment and take 3 more breaths. Nice tight tummy. Make sure the mid-back is flat. The shoulder blade should also be flat. Take 3 breaths. Now take your left elbow, bring it to the right elbow, roll your heels to one side and lift your hand up for elbow side plank. If this is a little bit too strong for your shoulder, lower your knee to the floor and support the shoulder. Let's take 3 breaths here. Now bring your arm down, your elbow where it was, turn the hand into a fist, straighten the other one out. Now bring your right elbow to left elbow, roll your heels behind you, lift your hand up. Your shoulder should be directly, your elbow should be directly under your shoulder. Stretch your hand up. If side plank is a little bit strong, lower your knee down. Let's take 3 breaths. And let's lower that hand down. Coming into that elbow plank, you can lower your knees. Place your hands down into a half plank. Lift the hips up into down dog. And let's just move from side to side gently. And then bring your feet together and walk your hands towards your feet. Chest to thighs. From here we're going to sweep our arms back, lift them up into a chair pose. Now you can bring your hands to chest. Lower the shoulders down. Now I'll turn away from you first, so I'm taking my left elbow onto my right knee, making sure my knees are even and behind my toes, and the knees are stacked above the ankles. Then turning the head sideways, taking 3 breaths here. Now if you want to work a little bit more strongly, take the elbow outside the knee, draw the waist in, rotate through the rib cage. Take 3 breaths here. And then forward fold. Let's do a forward stretch. Lift the hips up, pull the tummy up, and you can place the hands behind your ankles. Let the upper body hang down. Pull the tummy up, lift the hips a bit higher, and make sure you're not overstretching in the backs of the legs. Just keep the knees a little bit bent, a little bit soft. 3 breaths into the back. Now bend your knees, sweep your arms back, lift them up, back into chair pose, wide prayer. Then bring hands to chest and take your left elbow onto your right elbow onto your left knee. This is a very comfortable position. Make sure your hips are still back. Don't let the knees come forward too much. And line those knees up again with the ankles. Look sideways. If you need to, stay here or join me in a stronger twist. Elbow outside knee. Let's take 3 big breaths. And then forward fold. This time you can wrap your arms around the backs of your knees and hold your elbows. Chin to chest. Breathe into your back. Let's take 3 breaths here. Now if you can't quite get your elbows around the backs of knees, just let your arms hang down or place your hands on your shins. Now release your arms and let's take a walk forward back into that down dog. Rise up on the balls of the feet, come down to knees, and let's take a little rest in a child's pose. Lower the shoulders down towards the floor. Breathe into your back. Breathe right into the top of the back, between shoulder blades, to the middle of the back, and to the lower back. Now bring your arms forward and let's lift up into cat. And step 1 foot forward, step the other foot forward. Hands on shins, pull the tummy in, and let's slide the hands up the legs. Roll the shoulders back and down. Beautiful. Now give your body a shake. Loosen yourself up just a little, and we're going to do some balances. We have a forward wing pose and we have a side wing pose. All right, let's start with our forward wing pose. So just place your hands on the hips to start off with. Tighten your tummy, just give your buttocks a little squeeze as you bend your knees, draw the waist in, roll the right foot forward and lift the knee up. Now you can straighten your standing leg now. Hands behind the knee, and if you can just bring your toes forward. You can even extend your leg forward and hold that leg. Otherwise, you can hold the big toe, extend the leg forward for that lovely big stretch in the leg, and bring your other hand out to the side. Now the leg only needs to be as high as the hip. The shoulders are down away from ears and the waist drawn in. Let's take 3 breaths here. Let's bend that knee and lower the foot down, hand back to hip. Now we're going to try that on the other leg. So let's bend the knees, roll that left foot forward, lift the knee up, toes forward, and the hands can go behind the thigh. Again, you can extend your leg forward or just hold your big toe, extend that leg, shoulders down, tummy in, reach your hand out to the side. Take 3 breaths here. Let's lower that hand down, lower the foot down. Beautiful. Take a walk with your feet. Now we have a side wing pose. So roll your foot forward, bring it out to the side, and this time lift that knee up. Hold the back of that knee. You can bring your toes forward again
That's it, lifting up nice and tall. From here, you can stay here or hold your big toe and extend your leg out. Somewhat more challenging in this position, then bring your arm out to the side, shoulders down. Take 3 big breaths. Bend the knee, place the foot down, place the hand back on your hips. Let's try this on the other side. Roll your left foot forward, out to the side, and lift the knee up, hand behind the knee, toes forward. If you can, hold that big toe and extend the leg out. Bring your arm out to the side, shoulders are down, waist drawn in. Take 3 breaths here. Bend that knee, place the foot down, place the hands down. Just pause for a moment to get your breath. Okay, let's turn around. And we're going to stand in our mountain pose. So lifting our rib cage right up. We have some standing strength now. Lift the shoulders to ears, roll them back and down. Lift your toes up, spread them out, lower them to the floor. Squeeze your buttocks a little, tummy's drawn in, thighs firm. Stretch your fingers out and reach them to the floor. Feel your shoulders draw downwards. Take 3 breaths here. Now take a deep breath in. Sun salute and swan dive, forward fold. Flat back, lengthen through the spine, breathe out, forward fold, step back into down dog. And remember to press through the base of the palm, particularly the base of the thumb, index finger, and a little bit into the middle finger. Lining your arms up, head up with your arms, pull the tummy up, lift the hips, find the stretch in the back of the legs, and let's step those feet together. Lift the right leg up, 3-leg dog. Now try to point your toes to the floor. You may not get your leg up too high, but I want you to strengthen your buttocks. Pull the tummy up, move your chest towards your thighs. Take 3 breaths. Now look between your hands and lunge your foot forward. Take time to look at your back foot, make sure it's a hip width apart. From your both legs are a hip width apart, your toes are pointing forward, your heel pointing back. We've got a high lunge, so let's place, or lunge twist, place your left hand down so the fingers line up with the toes of your front foot and lift that right hand up. Lower your hip down a little if you can. Stretch your fingers out, reach up. If you can, open the chest a little more and then reach your fingers up to the ceiling again. Take 3 breaths here. Right into the belly. Now bring that hand down to the floor and let's lift both arms up into high lunge. Roll the shoulders back and down, stretch your fingers out, take 3 breaths right into the belly. Focus on your stability. You can bring the arms back to as far as they're comfortable, otherwise just bring them a little bit forward. Take 1 more deep breath in, and then breathe out, elbow to knee, hand on hip. Palm is up from the elbow or knee, close the hand into a fist. Turn your gaze to look over your back elbow. Take 3 breaths into the waist. If you know some higher options, you're very welcome to do them. Okay, let's bring our arms back up again. And this time breathe out, hands to floor. And I want you to, you can jump that foot forward. You can bring your hands
forward, even your fists. I'm going to do a one-legged handstand, so let's lift that leg up. Squeeze the buttocks, point the toes to the floor, use your buttocks. You won't perhaps get your leg up as high as if you use your hip, but try to strengthen around the buttocks. Look at your knee. Now, to make it more challenging, bring your fingers in line with your toes. Look at your knee. If you want to make it even more challenging, hold the ankle with one hand, perhaps even hold with two hands. Now lower the back foot down, lower the knee down. We've got a runner's stretch, so flatten the back foot, take the hand inside the front foot, toe heel your foot a bit wider, bring your hips forward, make sure the ankle and knee lined up, bend the elbows or even bring your elbows to the floor. Lower your head down, breathe into your belly. 3 big breaths. Feel that stretch in the hips. Okay, and we're lifting up. Take your hand outside your foot, toe heel your foot in line with the hip again, and bring your front foot back into down dog. Okay, let's rock from side to side, remembering to press at the base of your thumb and index finger, keeping out of the outer edge of your wrists. Keep them comfortable. Step the feet together again and lift your left leg up. Toes point to floor. Squeeze your buttocks firmly. Chest towards thighs. 3 breaths in. Now lunge your foot between your hands. Make sure your back toes are pointing forward, the heel behind. Fingers of the front hand line up with toe of the front foot. Then lift your left hand up. You can lower your hips down a little, shoulders away from ears. Gaze up at the ceiling if you want to. Try to open that chest as much as you can to get a stretch in the chest, then reach the fingers to ceiling again, and you can place your head sideways. Let's take 3 breaths here. Now lower the hand down. I'm going to lift up into a high lunge. Roll the shoulders back. Settle into those hips. Make sure there's a little bit of softness in the back knee, but make sure you're still pushing through the back heel. Roll the shoulders back and down. Reach up. Take 3 breaths into the belly. And then place your right elbow on your left knee. And reach your other arm up, place it on the hip, make it comfortable. Shoulders away from ears. Now the elbow that's resting on the knee, close it into a fist. Gaze at your back elbow. Take 3 breaths here. Okay, rotating forward, we're going to breathe in, lift the arms up. Breathe out, hands down to floor. You can jump your back foot in a little. Let's try that one-legged handstand. Hands can be forward or just place them next to your toe a little bit stronger. Hip to knee. Hold one ankle, then the other. With 2 hands. And lower the hands down, lower the back foot down. Lower the knee down, flatten that foot. We've got a hip stretch. Hand inside the foot, toe heel the foot a little bit wider. Bend the elbows or bring the elbows to the floor if your hips can stretch that much. Lower the head down. Let's take 3 breaths in, right down to the belly. Up again. Take your hand outside your foot, toe heel your foot back, and let's tuck the toe under, bring the front foot back into down dog. Now again, I want you to focus on pressing the base of the thumb, index finger, middle finger, firmly into the mat. Pull the tummy up, lengthen through the arms, shoulders towards hips. Feel the inside of your arms right up to shoulders working. Now let's step our feet together and take our right leg up. 3-leg dog, then bend the knee out to side. Keep looking at your toes. You can do level 2, knee to ceiling. Look under your arm. Keep the weight evenly through your feet, regardless of your leg position. Take 3 breaths here. And lunge your foot between your hands. Now we're going to lower our back, heel down. We've got a warrior 2. Check that the heels line up. Then lift your left arm up and over. And we've got a warrior 2. Shoulders are down. Tail is tucked under, so a little pelvic tilt forward, tummy firm. Thighs are firm. We need to make sure we switch on the hips, the waist and the thighs to get the leg stretch. Now we're stretching our arms, so try and reach them to opposite ends of the room without overstretching. Stretch your fingers out. Turn your gaze to your front finger, your front middle finger. Make sure your front knee and ankle are lined up. Have a look. Take 3 breaths here. Now we've got a side angle pose. Let's breathe in, reach forward, elbow to knee, palm facing up, close it into a fist. And lift the other hand up to the ceiling. Now try to lower this hip down a little bit if you're resting too heavily on your knee. It will be probably up. Stretch those fingers out. Deep breath into the belly. If you can, go a little deeper into that stretch. If not, stay with your elbow on your knee. And from here, we're going to lift up into a proud warrior. It's a big lift through that front leg. And shoulders are down away from ears. Bend your elbow, gaze forward. Try not to drop your head sideways. Just look forward. Your arm is going to be in the way. It's okay. Or gaze at your palm. And let's take 3 breaths into the belly. Beautiful. Now let's straighten the arms out. Warrior 2, straighten the front leg for triangle. Now let's breathe in, reach forward, push your hip back. Reach your arm forward. Let's try that again. Reach. So the further we reach, the closer to the floor we get, and then windmill your arms into the position. Did your hands reach to the floor? Not quite. Try that next time. So tail between the legs, tummy in. Now squeeze your buttocks and rotate your thigh forwards and upwards, and you can feel your buttocks squeeze together. So breathe into the top side of the body, 3 breaths. Now we're going to be an aeroplane wing. Aeroplane and rotate. Take the hand outside your front leg. Rotate. So you're looking forward. Now just adjust your back foot so you can squeeze your buttocks together, pull the tummy up and stay in this aeroplane pyramid position. Aeroplane arms, pyramid legs. And our torso a third of the way down or halfway, but keep your back flat. Pull the tummy in, squeeze the buttocks, shoulders away from ears. Hug the shoulder blades at the back to hold the arms up. Take 3 breaths. Lower the hands down, bend that front knee, front foot back into down dog. Okay, just rock from side to side 2 or 3 times, then step your feet together. Lift your left foot up into 3-leg dog. This time bend that knee for scorpion level 1. Look at your toes, keep your arms long, lift your knee up. Now you still pressing with the base of the thumb and the index finger in the floor. Lift the knee high if you can for level 2. Look under your arm. Weight evenly through the hands. Now when I say that, I should be saying weight on the inside edges of your hands. 3 breaths here. And lunging forward. Lower the back heel down. We've got a warrior two, so arm up and over. Shoulders are down. Check your front knees lined up with your ankle. Turn your gaze over your front middle finger. Let's take 3 breaths here. Right down to the belly. Now are you squeezing your buttocks? Are your thighs firm and is your tummy in? We're going to get the best leg stretches if we switch on around our hips. Best arm stretches if we reach to other ends of the room and stretch the fingers out. Okay, reaching forward, reach forward again, elbow and knee, side angle pose, close it into a fist. Lift the other hand up to the ceiling, stretch the fingers out, and shoulders head towards hips. Pull that tummy in, tail slightly under, and make sure that top hips drop down. So we're resting lightly on that knee. We can lift the elbow up and down without losing our balance. Another deep breath into the belly. Now see if you can reach the floor. Perhaps drop your hip down a bit more if you can. Take 3 more breaths. Now try and press through your heel. Lift up into proud warrior. It's a big move. Shoulders are down. Keep that front knee bent in line with your ankle, looking forwards or at your palm. 3 breaths right down to the belly. Bring your arms to a T, warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Now let's breathe in, reach forward as far as you can for our triangle. Reach again, reach one more time, windmill the arms in position. Did you get closer to the floor? Tail between the legs, tummy in, squeeze your buttocks together as you rotate your front thigh sideways and upwards. Take 3 breaths into the top side of the body. Now let's take the hand inside the leg, outside the leg, and bring our arms into a T position. Back into our pyramid, shoulders head towards hips, tummies in firmly. Squeeze the buttocks together. Adjust your back foot if you need to get your hips straight. Now remember the shoulder blades need to be flat. Lift the arms up a little bit to squeeze them together. Mid-back needs to be flat. You do need a flat back, shoulders away from ears. Take 3 breaths. Now lower the hands down, bend the knee, bring the front foot back into down dog. Rise up on the balls of the feet, come down to knees. And let's see if we can, we'll first go into child's pose, arms to sides, forehead down. Relax the shoulders down. Take some big breaths into your back. Now extend your arms forward if you can. Let's walk the hands to the knees first and do something on our knees first of all. So take a seat to the side. Bring your foot on top of your knee and the other foot in that same position. Perhaps I'll just swing around this way so you can see me. We've got a wild thing. So take that left hand behind your back, sweep your right arm up and over, squeeze your buttocks, push your hips forward. Now your back hand, again, you're going to be pressing through the base of the thumb, working into the flexibility of the wrist. Shoulder blades together, chest open. Bend your elbows. If you want to have a straight arm, you can. And pick your head position. And let's take 3 breaths here. Right down to the belly. Swing your arm around and let's change legs over. So other side. Knee to foot to thigh and flex the other one. Hand behind the back, and again we're going to press through the base of the thumb and index finger, working into the flexibility of the wrist.
And sweep the other arm up and over. Squeeze your buttocks, hips forward. Open your chest up. Hug those shoulder blades together. Bend your elbow for comfort. Gaze down or upwards. And let's take 3 breaths here. Lower your arms down. Now let's bring those legs forward. We're going to bring ourselves down to the floor. Hands behind knees, draw the waist in. Walk your hands up the backs of your legs and come into a lying position. Now from here we're going to walk our feet to the end position, then bring the knees to the chest just one at a time and just rock from side to side 2 or 3 times. Now remember to draw your navel down. So we're going to give our wrists a complete rest here and lift the legs up. You can take your hands behind the legs or place your hands on the floor. Lift the hips up. Adjust your head a little bit. Come into a shoulder stand. So hands behind your back, thumbs around the waist. Let's rotate those ankles. Big rotations. Take your time so you can really work into those ankles and get that full circular movement. Other way. If you can, bring those legs overhead. Just rest the hands, the palms, the hands and the thumbs, the palms. Rest the hips into the palms of the hand and then tighten the tummy, bring the legs parallel to the floor if you can. Now for some people you might find plough pose quite comfortable, so you can lower your feet to the floor. If you want to go a little further, bend the knees into dead man's pose and bring the arms down to the floor. Now take 3 breaths here. Now place the hands behind the back and let's lift those legs up into a shoulder stand. Now I'm going to show you a little bit of an advanced move. You can do this one if you want to, or bring yourself back down to the floor and join us in a ramp. Bend the knees. And place one foot down, then the other, and here we are in a ramp position. Now if you find that that's a little bit challenging, bring yourself out of your position here, bend the knees, feet on floor, and then peel that vertebrae off the floor, and you can take one hand under the hip and the other hand under the hip. Now if hands under hips are too strong, just arms by side. Squeeze your buttocks firmly. Breathe into the belly. So let's take 3 breaths here. And then start to roll down one vertebrae at a time. Round out that lower back particularly, then bring the knees to the chest. We've got a happy baby, so bring the knees apart, hands behind those knees. Lift the feet up. If you can, slide your hands up to your ankles. And if you can go a little bit further, hold the outer edge of your feet or the inner edge of your feet. Draw your shoulders away from ears, draw the navel down, flatten the lower back to the floor. Let's rock from side to side, just gently, in our happy baby pose. Let's bring those feet down. Now just bring them to your chest, bring your arms out to the side, lower the knees to one side, turn your head to the other. Make sure your shoulder blades are on the floor, and you can take the hand nearest the knee and place it on top. Let's take 3 breaths here.
Now lift those knees up to the ceiling, lower them to the other side, turn your head the other way. Hand nearest the knee, just place it on top. Let's breathe into the chest. Now bring your knees back to the end position. Now you can have the feet together, knees wide in butterfly pose, or bring your feet a little bit wider, as wide as the mat, knees together. Place the left hand on heart center, right hand on belly. Let's press the elbows into the mat, lift the shoulder blades up, hug them together and place them down. Lift the head up, tuck the chin in, lengthen through the back of the neck. Let's take 3 breaths into the belly. Beautiful. Then extend your legs to a nice, comfortable, relaxing position. Roll your legs outwards just 2 or 3 times, just like windscreen wipers. Let the inner thighs roll outwards. Make sure you're comfortable. And just bring your hands down to the floor, palms up. Start to breathe down to your belly. Now you can stay in this relaxation position for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, as long as you're comfortable. You can pause the video and have your relaxation, then turn it on and join me to finish. Now let's bring our awareness back to our body and our breath down to our belly. Move your fingers and toes. Then walk your feet to the end position. Roll over to the side. And let's take 2 or 3 breaths here. Now lift up into a seated position, resting hands on knees or in the lap. Let's lift that rib cage up gently, relax the shoulders away from ears, and drop the chin a little towards the chest. Lower the hands down, bring them above your head in prayer, and bring them down to your chest, thumbs to heart center. Now let's take 3 deep yoga breaths, breathing down to the belly, into the rib cage, up into shoulders, into the back, and breathe out. And again, breathe into your belly, chest, shoulders and back, and breathe out. Take 1 more deep breath in. And have a peaceful heart and a peaceful mind and a wonderful day. Namaste. Thank you for joining me in Yoga Stretch. If you like the video, please press like, leave a message. Also subscribe to my channel so you get regular updates. Join me again.